Kingsport, Tennessee on the 17th of July. On the card, you'll see White Lightning Tim Horner. You'll also see the Rock and Roll Express and many, many more, plus already signed a ladies match for the U.S. ladies title. Brandy Alexander puts the title on the line against Sensational Sherri Martell. All that July 17th, Fun Fest in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Sherri Martell is one of the reasons why I got into this business, and I've never had the opportunity to meet her. I've watched her since I was a kid, watched all of her matches, I respect all of her work. I'm a little starstruck now, but come July 17th, I will not be starstruck. Once I hit that ring, it's going to be all business. I'm going to walk in the U.S. champion, I'm going to walk out the U.S. champion.
Fans, next week on Southern States Wrestling, you'll see for the U.S. Ladies Championship, you'll see Brandy Alexander defend her title against Sensational Sherri Martell. Sherri, come on in.
You know, there comes a point in time in every woman's career in the wrestling business where she's got to think to myself, do I want to stay home and be barefoot and pregnant? Or do I want to go out there and do I want to go ahead and give the young and up-and-coming girls in the wrestling business today a little bit more that they hadn't counted on? They come into the wrestling business today in their nice little pretty tights. That's okay, because I came in nice pretty little tights too, but there's a difference between my tights and yours, girls, especially you, Brandy. My tights have a little bit more miles on them. They got a little bit more wear and tear. What that exactly means to you is that I've got more experience than you will ever have in your little thumb. Now, you're out here and Kingsport, Tennessee, with all of these hillbillies around here who have no idea what it means to wear a women's belt around their waist. You, Brandy, do not have the experience to wear any belt around your waist. So it's going to be welcome to my party, gorgeous, because by the time I get finished with you in Kingsport, I'm going to leave you laying there with Rip Van Winkle when he wakes up 20 years from now, and I'm going to walk out of Kingsport the United States Women's Champion.
Next week on Southern States Wrestling, Brandy Alexander against Sensational Sherri Martell. Fans, don't miss it.
No doubt about that, Mike. This match has started off right on the floor as Sensational Sherri Martell in the red, taking it right straight to Brandy Alexander. Oh, it just rammed her into the post there, Mike, as the matchup is well underway here. Brandy Alexander building some momentum finally after Sherri Martell attacked her before the matchup even officially got underway. And Sherri Martell, oh my, just went to the eyes there, it looked like, Mike. I tell you what, this is a ladies match to top all ladies matches here in Southern States Wrestling. And the Sensational Queen Sherri doesn't look like she's lost a bit of stride here. She is wide open here tonight.
Well, she sure is, Joe, and I tell you, she's a very cagey veteran. She's been around for years. She wants the Southern States Ladies U.S. Heavyweight title, and I tell you what, she will take Brandy Alexander to the limit tonight, but we know Brandy Alexander, Joe, and she will hang right in there with Sherri Martell.
No doubt about that. Brandy Alexander, double tough competitor, female competitor especially. She's very tough, as we've seen her in cage matches, even with men competitors, and been able to hold her own very well. And she's doing well against Sensational Sherri now. She's been able to turn this matchup around as she's going to work on the Sensational one out on the floor. Now she takes Martell, rolls her back into the ring, and this matchup looks like it's going to be contested in a proper manner inside the ring now, Mike. Oh, Brandy's double tough. There's no question about that. She's got Sherri set up here. Possible suplex coming up. And sure enough, nicely executed snap suplex. Referee's in and only got a 2 count there before Sensational Sherri was able to kick out of that situation. But Brandy now brings her back up to a vertical base and drives her face first into that top turnbuckle. And Brandy is going to work on Sensational Sherri.
Oh, the kicks to the midsection by Brandy Alexander. Brandy shoots her above the ring. Sherri reverses. Brandy shoots her. But Brandy drops down, and Sherri I tell you what, Joe, that's going to take the Sensational Sherri Martell in a world of hurt. And Brandy Alexander, look at her, Joe. She's up and ready to go.
Brandy is stalking Sherri here. Sherri's in the corner, and Brandy is stalking her, waiting for the right moment, and there it is. Rolls her up, gets the 1, 2, and Sensational Sherri was able to kick out there. Brandy picked her moment, but it just wasn't the right time. As both ladies back up to their feet, Brandy catches Sherri with a hard forearm, and again a hard forearm to the chest. Sherri on the ropes as Brandy continues opening up on her. And I tell you what, Brandy Alexander with a beautiful suplex and a nice bridge, and got a 2 count there. Brandy Alexander is pulling out all stops against one of her heroes, one of her idols in the wrestling world, Sherri Martell.
Martell was the reason that Brandy Alexander got into professional wrestling. Joe, Brandy's going to the top. I tell you what, this could be double for Sherri Martell. Watch Brandy as she comes off of there with the body lock, Joe.
Got a 2 count out of that. I tell you what, that was a breath away from 3 as Brandy Alexander almost defeated the Sensational Queen Sherri Martell. And after that cross body block off the top rope, but just that fast, Sherri back into work now on Brandy. Catches her with a hard knee into the midsection. Now drags her over, bounces her head off of the top turnbuckle. Sherri Martell going to work with a series of knees to the midsection of Brandy Alexander. Now Martell having a word with the referee once again, but she's setting up, comes in, and oh my, tumbles right over that top rope, Mike.
Well, I tell you what, Sherri Martell took a real tumble there out of the ring, Joe. And Brandy Alexander, she needs to rest for a minute. And I tell you, these ladies have run at each other even before the opening bell. They still are. As a matter of fact, the idol of Brandy Alexander, Sherri Martell. But I tell you, Brandy's not intimidated. Brandy looks awful good tonight.
No doubt about that, as she's got Sherri, oh my, drove a hard forearm into the chest as she's setting up, and again down with a hard forearm on Sherri Martell. Martell hanging on that top rope. Oh my, she's being dragged in by the hair of her head. Referee's calling for a break, and Brandy followed the rules right there, broke the hold. Referee's in and got a 2 count only before Sherri was able to kick back out, Mike.
You'll remember when you did the interview with Brandy Alexander a few weeks ago on TV, she said that she would be all business when she got in the ring with Sherri Martell tonight, and she has been all business. I tell you what, Brandy Alexander, she always looks good, but tonight she's looked double good, man.
Great point, you're absolutely right, and I got to make note that Iron Ring Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Jeff Tankersley has just stepped in the ring. I was going to say he's circling the ring, but he's just stepped into the ring, grabbed Brandy by the hair. Referee Rob McKnight is calling for a disqualification. Bo James on his way to the ring to help out Brandy Alexander and confront Jeff Tankersley, and that's exactly what he's doing. Bo James takes it to Jeff Tankersley, and he is laying in a series of shots on Jeff Tankersley. as Sherri and Brandy are going at it in the other corner. It's breaking down, Mike.
We just see Bo James working over Iron Ring Wrestling's Jeff Tankersley, and he is waiting down on the mat 3 or 4 times. And now Jeff Tankersley taking a short shot on Hanson Bo James, and Brandy Alexander goes back to Sherri Martell. Sherri taking over on Brandy Alexander. She's sitting outside the ring, Joe.
Sherri's just dumped Brandy, like you said, Mike. Jeff Tankersley is taking off his belt. He's got a leather belt with metal studs all over it. And oh my, he just nailed Bo James with that belt. And again, Jeff Tankersley is opening up Bo James with that studded belt. Oh my, sensational Sherri just hit Bo with the ladies championship belt. We've got chaos in the ring, Mike.
I tell you what, Jeff Tankersley with that studded belt of his has opened up the head of Hanson Bo James, and now Sherri Martell takes the ladies belt. She hit Bo James in the face with it, came out on the back with it. Sensational Sherri, and Jeff Tankersley is trying to hurt Hanson Bo James.
Tankersley's continuing his assault here with Sherri Martell on Bo James and Brandy Alexander. And it appears as though they've had a good time here tonight. Tankersley has severely lacerated Bo James, drives him with a DDT right there. And here comes Brian Overbay. Brian Overbay down to break this up, thankfully, as Tankersley and Martell scramble for the exit.
Fans, we've just seen one of the toughest lady matches, Brandy Alexander, you've ever had with sensational Sherri Martell.
That's right, that was one of the toughest matches, but I am mad. But as I told you, Sherri Martell, I was walking in the champ and I was walking out. It took that Bart Simpson oversized thug, Jeff Tankersley, to come help you try to beat me. Anytime, Sherri Martell, I have the belt and it's staying here. You come get it.
Hanson Bo James, I tell you, 2 of the most vicious pile drivers I ever saw, you delivered to the Duke tonight.
Tonight, the Duke of New York, the man that's wanted to mess with me for 6 months. He found out what I promised the people when I got my hands on him, I was going to take care of him, and that's exactly what I did. But I'm not worried about the Duke of New York. I'm not worried about my cousin KC Thunder, and I'm not worried about my brother-in-law Steve Flynn. What I'm worried about is a guy named Jeff Tankersley, who wants to claim to be the wrestling hero, the golden boy of Kingsport, Tennessee. I'm going to tell you this, Jeff Tankersley, you couldn't walk where I've been, and I will walk through you to get to a better fight. You want to take a belt off and you want to bash my head in? Come on. You know, I'm used to getting this on a Saturday night. I'm already used to getting my head busted open. We got it started early. Anywhere, anytime. Jeff Tankersley, one-on-one, or you bring Sherri Martell, and I know right now, Randy, you're just as upset and just as mad about this as I am. Mixed tag match, any way you want it, Tankersley.
Tankersley's going right after Golden as, oh my, Tankersley lit him up with that chop, catches him with a hard knee to the side of the head, and now holding him for sensational Sherri. Sherri moving in on Golden. She's going to nail him. Oh, my. She just hit Tankersley right square in the nose, Mike.
Now, Golden's going to hold Sherri Martell. He's going to punch her lights out. Tankersley comes up from behind him, and he's going to knee into the back of Andy Golden. And now, what's Tankersley looking for, Joe?
He just grabbed a garbage can lid from under the ring as sensational Sherri continues choking Eddie Golden over that bottom rope. Tankersley now with a trash can lid. Oh my! Eddie Golden knocked it right back into Tankersley's face. Eddie Golden now going to work on Tankersley. He looks like he's trying to remove that metal studded belt that Tankersley wears. As Golden now has got this trash can lid. This match has gotten hardcore in a hurry, Mike.
I'll tell you what, Golden, that racing with that trash can lid right across the top of the head of Jeff Tankersley. I tell you, Eddie Golden, just like killing his cousin, he doesn't care what he has to do. He will go 15, he don't give that.
No doubt about that. Eddie Golden now going to work on Jeff Tankersley, utilizing that trash can lid. As Golden now heading up, he's heading up the top rope as Tankersley hit the rope, causing Golden to come down on that top turnbuckle in a very unceremonious fashion. Tankersley now, trash can lid to the top of the head of Golden. And again, as Jeff Tankersley now back in control of this matchup, and he's laying in a series of shots on Eddie Golden, Mike. Absolutely not. She's going to take advantage of every shot that she can. Golden now, House of Fire, takes Tankersley down after a series of shots there. Now Eddie Golden going up to that top rope once again. Eddie Golden can fly, and he's up there. Oh, my. He just caught the referee with a double axe handle blow inadvertently, and Tankersley's got his belt, Mike. Referee's down, Sherri Martell trying to revive him. Bo James just came out of nowhere. Bo James is in the ring. Tankersley's got Golden covered. Bo's making the count. Tankersley's buying it. The real referee's still down. Bo James now. Oh, he just nailed Tankersley right there. He just caught him right there. As Eddie Golden now going to the top rope and comes down with a big frog splash. He's got Tankersley covered and got the 3 count, Mike. We got chaos.
Mike Williams with Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley. Sherri, Brandy Alexander is ready for you again.
I'm all choked up. That was the greatest what you did to that big bubble butt. I loved it. Well, it just does something to me when I see red. That was just amazing. And as far as for Brandy, well, that's okay. You know, the last time that I talked to you guys, I was saying her the wrong name. I called her another name, and I really want to apologize to her about that from the bottom of my heart and for the bottom of my dairy air. I am so sorry. You are a lady wrestler in this business, and I have not given you the respect that you deserve. So what I am going to do is the next time, wait a minute, you got this, is this thing signed already? Is this signed again?
I think it is.
It ain't signed? Well, we need to get with somebody that has it signed, okay? The next time when we get to talk to the promoter and we're going to get this match signed, I'm not going to go in there and I'm not going to fight you with fists. I'm going to take you in there and I'm going to show you what it's like to have a real wrestling match. Then I'm going to take you and I'm going to beat your ass and you're going to think you're convicted for a bunch of proctologists. I don't care. It gets to the point where I am just sick of the young girls coming in this business and they have no respect for anybody. They think they can come out there and show all of their assets and just get away with it, and they're supposed to be giving everything to them. That's not the way it is. So I'm just going to have to give it to you myself. Now, the bubble one.
You have opened up a can of worms, my man.
Mike, let me tell you, I feel good and I feel bad. I lost the national title. Why? Bo James runs in behind my back. Behind my back. And hits me with a chain, I don't know what he had in his hand.
It was a chain.
See, the night was going good, Bo James. My plan came down. I knew what I was doing. I had everything organized. I called Sensational Sherri Martell. We worked it hard. We knew what we was going to do.
Yeah.
I had you, cut you open, beat your butt in front of all the King Sport Tennessee fans, who you call your fans. I'm the king of King Sport, big boy. Remember that. I've been the king of King Sport for a long, long time, back when you had a referee shirt on, back a long time ago when you was a little 15-year-old running around. Can I have this autograph? Can I have this autograph? Bo James, I am now going to take you to the bank, Jack. I'm going to take that Southern States title. I'm going to take the Southern States title around my waist. I'm going to take the national title back from Eddie Golden. I'm going to have 2 belts. I may have 4 belts. Who knows? Because I am going to get my revenge on handsome Bo James.
Maybe we were to get the guys here, you know, with the blood bank, so that he might want to make a donation that night.
That's a good idea, Sherri.
It's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
let's go
a good-
celebrate.
Let's go.
Good Saturday morning. We're going to have an interview with Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley and bring them out and talk about the situation that they've had going on with handsome Bo James and Brandy Alexander. I tell you what, this just gets bigger and badder. I tell you what, last week, Jeff Tankersley attacked me. He attacked Joe Wheeler. He attacked Ken Bowles. I've got to be honest with you, Jeff.
One, Tubby.
Shut up, Mike. Come on. I don't need you over here. Come on. Anyway, what I want to say is, next week, you're going to get to see us beat the crap out of Bo James and Brandy Alexander.
And we've waited very patiently for that. Very patient. Very patient.
Yeah. And they so scared of us, they run, they hide. Sherri, just tell them how bad it's going to be.
The thing that's going to happen here, you know how every woman has that bad week every month, 12 months a year? Well, I seem to have it every time I have to come around and think about getting in the ring with Brandy or with Big Tubby back there. The only thing getting bigger around here is Bo. I don't need any of you people's comments about anything I can say because in case you haven't noticed, what you say doesn't mean a thing to me. Now, I don't need this from you people. I'm having a bad hair day and I just don't need it. Now, back to Bo. Like I said, the only thing that's getting bigger and badder around here is his underarm and his abdomen. It seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Personally, I'm afraid to get in a, I'm not afraid, but I'm afraid the man gets there, he's going to have a heart attack and we're going to be the blame for it.
This week on TV, he's chasing me. He's out of breath. I don't worry him out already. I don't wear the guy out. He don't want to come out here now. Next week, you're going down, and the king and the queen of Kingsport is going to stand tall over the whole area.
Looky.
Boy, you're really...
Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to my party. Hello, Tubby. 1 Tubby. 2 Tubby. Somebody better call the EMTs. He's going to blow up and need oxygen just walking up here. I can see you getting nervous, Tubby. I can see you getting nervous, Brandy. What are you pulling me back for?
Bo, they're saying a lot of things that I know is not true, man.
You know, they're saying a lot of things, but as I stand here and I look at Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley, the last time I saw anything that looked like these two, I flushed it down the toilet. Now, we've been waiting since July for you to come back to town. We've been seeing all these tapes that you send in and running your mouth and talking about how big and bad and how tough you are. And you have done wore out 14 pair of track shoes running from me. So let's not wait till next week on television. I think the people of Kingsport and I think the people at home are right now getting this ring. We're going to kick your tail.
Oh, here we go. They want it right now. Jeff, they want it right now.
Shut up, Mike. Well, Bo James and Brandy Alexander are in the ring. The challenge has been issued. Mike Williams joins me back here at the broadcast position as Sherri Martell and Tankersley are still out here on the floor. And, Mike, I tell you, this thing is breaking down fast. Sherri's heading around the ring. Bo James and Brandy Alexander are in the ring. And we've got a challenge. This may go down right here today.
Joe, I tell you what, Bo James and Brandy Alexander, they're ready. And this is bad blood with Sherri Martell and Mr. Jeff Tankersley, the self-proclaimed king of Kingsport. I tell you what, you know Bo as well as I do. He's not afraid of anybody, and Brandy's not. You know Brandy took Sherri to the limit at the Fun Fest event.
No doubt about that, and Sherri is throwing a fit here at ringside as Bo and Brandy issued the challenge, and now they're going after him as Sherri and Tankersley are running for higher ground here. I tell you what, Mike, we're supposed to have it next week. It might happen right here today.
It may happen right now. I tell you what, both tell them, hey, come on, we're ready for you. Brandy's ready. Sherri acts like she's ready, but Tankersley is not ready, Joe. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, it's like Bo James said in that interview that Jeff Tankersley's worn out about 14 pairs of track shoes running from Bo in recent weeks. And I tell you what, Tankersley, he deserves every bit of a whooping that Bo James puts on him. As, of course, he's victimized you and I both. He's attacked us. And now Sherri acts like she's going to come in the ring, and Brandy's looking at her ready to go.
I tell you what, there goes Sherri making her way into the ring. Tankersley looks like to me he's trying to call her back. I tell you what, Joe, Tankersley has given me and you a bad way to go, and we're not professional wrestlers by any means. And I tell you what, he wants to whip everybody, including Ken Bowles, Bo James, and everybody else. There he goes.
As long as he's got him at a disadvantage, he wants to whip everybody like he said. He just pointed over here and said he's going to get us next time. As Mike's heading up to the ringside here to get some further comments from Bo.
There they go again.
Where are you going? I thought you were ready to fight. I thought you came to Kingsport tonight ready to whoop Bo James. Where are you going, Jeff Tankersley?
Well, I tell you what, this is a standoff here as Tankersley and Sherri have come back out to the ring. Bo James and Brandy are waiting. As I tell you, Mike, this situation, a lot of tension here. As Tankersley and Sherri are screaming at the crowd too, Mike.
Joe, it's not getting any better. This situation is getting worse, and I'll tell you what, it's eventually got to come to a head. And when it does, my friend, we've seen it, many things come to a head here at Southern States, and it's not going to be pretty. I guarantee you that.
No doubt about it.
Did you two come here to wrestle or make a couple of jackasses out of yourself?
Well, I tell you what, Sherri and Tankersley are taking a walk as Bo James and Brandy are still in the ring.
You may get away from us right now, but sooner or later, Jeff Tankersley, me and you in this ring, one-on-one, and I promise each and every one of these people here tonight, if I do not power drive you or set you on fire, they'll never see my face around Kingsport again. One way or the other, I'm going to get you, Jeff Tankersley. And Sherri Martell, you may be former world champion, but Miss Brandy Alexander is going to give you something that us rednecks in Tennessee like to call an East Tennessee ball whooping.
Joe Wheeler here along with Mike Williams as we have got the combatants in the ring. Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley taking on Bo James and Brandy Alexander. And Mike, the anticipation, the build-up for this match has been quite extensive. Of course, Brandy Alexander and Sherri Martell have faced each other before, as the crowd here is definitely rallying behind Brandy and Bo. This should be a great intergender tag team matchup, Mike.
It should be, Joe. We've been waiting since July to see this match. Sherri Martell's been going wrestling all over the country, and she finally got back in here. And now we've got Sherri Martell and Brandy Alexander to square off today here in the intergender match. I tell you what, it's going to be a wild and woolly event, Joe.
No question about that, as Sherri is arguing with referee Eric Foster here about something, as I believe we're about ready to get this matchup started, and as Sherri is really jawing with the folks here at ringside.
I tell you what, Joe, she better not worry about the folks at ringside. She better worry about Brandy Alexander. It's going to be a long match for Sherri. Here goes Sherri attacking Brandy from the back, Joe.
Action underway. Sneak attack from behind as Sherri now choking Brandy Alexander across that top rope, then using that top rope to snap her back there, as Brandy Alexander in trouble here in the opening moments of this contest. Sensational Sherri Martell going to work on her with a series of knee lifts to the midsection as Brandy now slumped in the corner. The Sensational Sherri Martell is reigning supreme at the moment.
I tell you what, Joe, she is very cunning. She's been around a long time. She knows her way around that wrestling ring, and she's a very tough individual, and she doesn't care what she has to do to win. She just wants to win the match.
Now taking her robe and using that to choke Brandy Alexander with, as she is really choking Alexander. Bo James now coming in trying to break that situation up as Sherri is keeping Bo James distracted while Jeff Tankersley choking Brandy by using Sherri's robe. And I tell you what, referee Eric Foster has got a very unenviable job trying to keep order in this matchup.
I tell you what, I'm glad we're doing commentary and not doing the refereeing job today, because I tell you, I give it to Eric, man. He is a fantastic referee, but he's going to have a hard time today with these four.
No doubt about it, and it's great to have Eric Foster joining us again here in Southern States Wrestling. He's a top-notch official, always on top of the action, calls the action best he can, and it's a very difficult job, no question about that. Sherri continues with a series of shots into the midsection of Brandy Alexander as she is being held and choked in the process by Jeff Tankersley, as Bo James once again coming in trying to break things up, but to no avail. Referee Eric Foster, you got to understand, is only trying to do his job and keep Bo out until he's legally tagged into the matchup. It's a tough spot Eric's in, Mike.
The tag must be made, and until it is, Bo is illegal in that ring, and poor Eric, he's had a hard time keeping Bo out of there. And it just gives Tankersley time, Joe, to work over Brandy Alexander and to help Sherri Martell. And that's psychology. That's all what it's about.
No doubt about that. Tankersley is choking Brandy Alexander over the top rope. He's been choking her for about the past 3 or 4 minutes here as the referee has been tied up with Bo James, and Sherri is keeping Bo upset and agitated where he keeps coming back in the ring. Sherri smacking him in the head there a minute ago when he went to step out. Brandy Alexander right there got a shot in on Sherri. Tankersley, you better turn around. Your girl was getting whooped, at least for the moment there, but Sherri right back in control just that fast, Mike.
I tell you what, Tankersley is taking this very lightly right now, but I guarantee you, Joe, he better keep his mind on his business in the ring, because Handsome Bo James and Brandy Alexander, they've come to Kingsport to take names, if you will.
No doubt about that. Sherri Martell has got what appears to be a camel clutch type maneuver on Brandy Alexander. Brandy in a lot of trouble here. Sherri continuing to apply a tremendous amount of pressure as Brandy is trying to stand up, and she is. She stood up with Sherri on her back, now driving her into that top turnbuckle as Sherri Martell now slumping down in the ropes. She got stunned on that one, but now right back in to work on Alexander again. Makes the tag to Jeff Tankersley. This is intergender matchup. Intergender rules here as the two of them double team Alexander and catch her with a big double clothesline coming in as Tankersley back out on the apron and Sherri reigning supreme back in the ring once again, Mike.
Well, I tell you what, Tankersley just keeps showboating, but I tell you one thing, Brandy Alexander, Joe, she has caught worse for wear since the opening bell, and there's those knees again by Sherri Martell to the midsection. I tell you what, they are trying to really take it to Brandy today.
Oh, Martell just crushing her in that corner, laying on her as she's pinned against the turnbuckle. Tankersley back in there to choke, and Bo James back in, being distracted by Sherri once again as Sherri right back in on Brandy Alexander. Tankersley's only been in the match legally, I think, for less than 30 seconds, but he's wrecked all kind of havoc on Brandy Alexander by choking her from the outside. Oh, finally, Brandy gets a kick in there on Tankersley. She's fighting for her life in there. Double shot south of the border, if you will. Makes the tag now to Bo James. It's going to break down now, Mike.
Handsome Bo James comes in with a right hand to the top of the head of Jeff Tankersley, another to the top of the head, a third one. Boy, Bo's been waiting a long time on this. And now a headlock by Bo James. Bo takes a shot to the side of the head of Jeff Tankersley. Here comes Tankersley to the outside, Joe.
Tankersley running for his life. Out on the floor here, him and Martell both out on the floor as Bo James and Brandy Alexander are still in the ring. Sensational, Sherri, and Tankersley have scrambled to the floor. Tankersley's finally come in. They've locked up collar and elbow. This situation is finally coming to a head. It's been brewing for a long time. Tankersley now with a front face lock on Bo James. He's applying that pressure across the neck and shoulders of James. Brandy Alexander just snuck in. Oh, my. Got a slap in on Tankersley right there. Good work by Brandy, huh?
Oh, yeah, very good work, Joe. I'll tell you what, here she comes again, Joe. There's another slap. That's really making Tankersley upset.
No doubt about that. Wait a minute, Sherri's going to try it, and down they come. They just collapsed down, and she looks like she's choking Tankersley in the process, Mike.
I tell you what, it looks like a chokehold, sleeper hold or something. Then Brandy comes in. She waylays Sherri Martell. I'll tell you what, Tankersley and Martell, they have lost sight of their goal, Joe.
Tankersley and Martell need to regroup and get it back together here, no doubt about it, as Bo James and Brandy Alexander are working well as a tag team, where Sherri and Tankersley can't seem to get it together here, as Tankersley storming around outside the ring. Sherri's trying to get it back together in the ring, and Bo James and Brandy Alexander, they're ready. Tankersley said, come on, Sherri, let's go. He's heading to the locker room, Mike.
He's ready to leave, Joe. I'll tell you what, he's had all Bo James and Brandy Alexander that he wants. It is kind of funny. You can't help from laughing. I mean, he's got popped in the jaw twice, and then Sherri came in to help him, and then she was choking her own man. I'll tell you what, Jeff Tankersley's not having a good day on Southern States.
No doubt about that, as Bo James and Brandy Alexander ready to hook it up. Sherri and Tankersley making their way back up onto the apron. Sherri just tagged Tankersley, so she's made herself the legal person in the ring. Bo's going to step out, and it looks like the ladies are going to mix it up here as Brandy steps back into the ring. So here we go with the ladies. Well, wait a minute. Change your plans. We're going to switch back to the guys as, again, we change plans, Mike.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know who we're going to see here, but I tell you, Brandy Alexander, you can see by the look on her face, Joe, she's ready to go. Now Tankersley's in there. Here comes Bo back in. Brandy Alexander goes back out. Now Jeff Tankersley taking that shortcut, putting knees to the midsection, now putting the head to the turnbuckle. Now a flying mare, Joe. I tell you what, Tankersley's on Bo bad.
Tankersley got Bo James in control here, driving his knee into the back and shoulders of Bo while he's got him in a surfboard type maneuver, pulling on his arms, pulling the pressure back on him, and caught him right there with a hard shot right to the side of the head. And now with a chokehold, referee Eric Foster, and they're calling for a break, and Sherri Martell giving him what for at ringside, as Tankersley now positions Martell. They draw Alexander in for the distraction of the referee, and that allows Sherri Martell to go to work on Bo James, choking him in the corner, as Tankersley now comes over to add his add his leverage and put his boot right in the middle of the situation. Mike, I tell you, Bo's in a fight out there tonight.
Yes, he is, and you know as well as I do, Joe, Jeff Tankersley works best when there's 2-on-1. Better than he does when it's 1-on-1. He shoots Bo across the ring. There's a big clothesline from Jeff Tankersley to Bo James. There's a 2 count, but Bo paired out, Joe.
Big kick out right there by Bo James as Jeff Tankersley right back into work on him with the reverse chin lock, as he is clamping down, applying a lot of pressure there to the head, neck, and shoulders area. And Tankersley feeling good, asking who the king is now, because he's got Bo James grounded. He's got him in trouble, at least at this point in time. Referee Eric Foster checking the arm. He stopped at 1, and his arm didn't fall a second time. Bo James is back in this fight as he's coming back to his feet, Mike.
I tell you what, Bo James has got too much animosity for Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley, Joe, to be put to sleep. I tell you what, he's been too mad, and it's going to take a whole lot more to put him out than what they've already done.
Good point, no doubt about that, as they're making the exchange here. Looks like Sherri's in the ring. Sherri with a big leg drop there on Bo James as Tankersley's holding, and Sherri with a hard slap right across the face. I mean, she popped him one right there, and now she's getting ready to pop Foster, it looks like, as she squared off with Eric Foster, as Jeff Tankersley continuing to apply that pressure on Bo James, as Tankersley, with a hard boot right to the top of the head. Bo is in trouble at this point, Mike. You got to feel it.
Yes, he is, Joe. And I tell you what, he really needs to make a tag to Brandy Alexander because she's in a lot better shape right now than he is. I tell you what, Tankersley's run his mouth for weeks. We've heard it. We've been a part of it. But he has backed up so far what he said he was going to do.
Thus far, he sure has, as he just pounded Bo with a series of shots to the top of the head there. Now Tankersley bringing Bo James back up to a vertical base. They've got him over in the corner now. This is where they're going to go to work again. Sherri's in, and she's laying the forearms to Bo, all raking the eyes, and Sherri is all over him like a wildcat. Oh, my, she just fell from the top rope there. Luckily, she landed well, as she was just climbing all over Bo James.
I tell you what, she's got a temper, and you just saw it come out right there. She's a very gifted athlete. I tell you, I thought she was going to come over that rope on her head, but she landed on her feet. She is very tough, and she is in very good condition.
No doubt about that. Sensational Sherri ripping at the face of Bo James. Looked like she was trying to pull his nose off right there, as Brandy Alexander being tied up by referee Eric Foster in the corner. Jeff Tankersley now back to work on Bo James. I tell you what, it's happening all over the place here in Southern States Wrestling, fans. You want to be sure to join us starting October the 1st every Tuesday at the American Legion right there behind the Civic Auditorium next to Dobbins-Bennett High School. The American Legion now the official nonprofit sponsor of Southern States Wrestling. We're going to be there every Tuesday night, I understand it, Mike, at the American Legion.
Starting in October, Joe, and I'll tell you what, fans, we appreciate you watching WAPK UPN 30 every Saturday morning, Southern States Wrestling. But if you love that action on Saturday morning, you get a half hour of it. Come out every Tuesday night to the American Legion building, and you'll see top flight action every single week.
No doubt about that. It is breaking down in the ring. We have got havoc and chaos everywhere. Sherri's working on Brandy. Jeff Tankersley just caught Bo James with a cheap shot, Mike, and it is breaking down in there.
I tell you what, it sure is. We've got all four competitors in the ring right now. Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley was working over Brandy Alexander. Jeff took a shot at Brandy. Now he goes over to Bo, and he's got his foot across Bo's throat. Now Sherri Martell and Brandy Alexander. Brandy shoots Sherri across. A big clothesline there, Joe. I tell you what, it is breaking down. Sherri Martell starting to work over Sensational Sherri Martell. Brandy Alexander, the action's so fast, it's hard to keep up with it, man.
It is chaos in there. As I tell you what, at the moment at least, Brandy Alexander's got Sensational Sherri. Jeff Tankersley having an argument with Eric Foster about Tankersley just went in there and attacked Brandy right there. Bo is still slumped over in the corner. And Tankersley looks like he's going to try to whip Brandy with his belt. Bo James just caught him with a fireball. Bo James just caught him with the fireball. He did it. He said he was going to do it, by God, and he did it. He told the people here tonight if he didn't pile drive him, he'd light him on fire, and he just about did it right there, Mike.
I tell you what, we've saw that ball of fire from Bo James before. When Bo James tells you if you mess with fire, you're going to get burned, you're going to get burned. And Jeff Tankersley just got burned on Southern States Wrestling today.
All right, well, that's enough right there as Jeff Tankersley just shoved Brandy Alexander towards Sensational Sherri Martell. And this is supposed to be a United States Ladies Championship matchup here between Brandy and Sherri. But Jeff Tankersley's causing problems and won't leave the ring, and we can't get the matchup properly and officially started. Sherri and Brandy are ready for a fight, no doubt about that. Those two have had a tremendous feud here for quite some time. And Tankersley, once again, getting physically involved here, putting his hands on Brandy Alexander. This is absolutely wrong. Referee Rob Knight needs to get this matchup under control of some sort, as they're double teaming Brandy Alexander. Sherri Martell moving in on her. And I tell you what, here at the 12th anniversary event for Southern States Wrestling. 12th anniversary show, and there you see Jeff Tankersley on the right-hand side of your screen. Sherri Martell now coming over to join him, and Brandy Alexander in trouble, as it looks like we've got somebody coming from the back here apparently, quite possibly, maybe even things up here a bit. Oh yeah, well there you go. Scott Sterling's hit the ring as he's had enough of Jeff Tankersley's antics here. And I tell you what, you never know what's going to happen next here in Southern States Wrestling. No question about that. It's always action and excitement, a good time. Here at our 12th anniversary show, we're coming to you from the Civic Auditorium in beautiful downtown Kingsport, Tennessee. My name is Joe Wheeler. I'll be calling the action here for you. And it looks like we might even have a mixed tag match perhaps brewing, as Jeff Tankersley and Sherri Martell had a little talk about it there. And now they're coming back to the ring. Looks like they're ready for a fight. Either way, it should be a great matchup. If we do a mixed tag here, perhaps, or if Sherri wrestles Brandy, which was the original intent of this matchup. That's what it was signed for. United States Ladies title on the line here. But it looks like we've got a mixed tag here brewing, as Brandy Alexander, she's in the ring. She's ready to get this thing started, no doubt about that. Brandy and Sherri, of course, they have been scrapping, fighting, fussing, cussing, and feuding ever since they laid eyes upon one of each other here in Southern States Wrestling. And, of course, this is the first place they've ever met. And I tell you what, these ladies have had some tremendous matches and a few great fights in the past couple of months, no doubt about that. Sensational Sherri Martell, of course, world-renowned in the world of professional wrestling and great manager for many, many years. Some of the greatest wrestlers that you can name. And but she's back to her first love, stepping back into the ring here and competing. And it looks like we've got a mixed tag matchup set up here to happen. Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley versus Brandy Alexander and Scott Sterling. Should be a great matchup here with Southern States Wrestling on our 12th anniversary event. And Sherri is cussing and carrying on and having words with everybody about ringside here this evening. Sensational Sherri Martell, she is something else. No doubt about that. We're glad to have her here in Southern States Wrestling most of the time. She is on a roll tonight. Of course, she's dyed her hair blonde, and that might throw some folks off, but that is Sherri Martell 100%. As the ladies are prepared to lock up here, should be a great matchup. Of course, Jeff Tankersley, a tremendous competitor as well. He's competed in WCW and WWE, as has Brandy Alexander. Brandy's competed in numerous territories and different promotions all around the world. Scott Sterling, tremendous competitor as well, multi-time champion here in Southern States Wrestling. He's wrestled all up and down the East Coast and throughout the Mid-Atlantic states as well. As Sherri Martell went to the ropes right there to break things up, Brandy had her wound up a little bit with that arm. And Sherri seeking Jeff's condolences there at ringside. I tell you what, Jeff Tankersley and Sherri Martell, what a duo these two are, and what havoc they can and have caused here in Southern States Wrestling. They are something else, no doubt about that. You know when they have entered the arena, as people always quickly respond to them. Brandy Alexander keeping Sherri pulled away from that rope there, trying to keep her under control. Round and around they go as Brandy right there took her down to the canvas here. Got her under control here at this point in time in the matchup. Brandy Alexander, a tremendous competitor, no question about that. Very popular with the fans here. Always nice, always signing autographs, taking pictures, having a good time. As always here with Southern States Wrestling. That's why we Definite low blow there by Sherri as, she didn't quite make it to that corner fast enough. Brandy caught her. And now Brandy laying in some hard chops there. Takes Sherri into the ropes, catches her, and in for a cover. This can do it as Tankersley comes in, grabs a handful of hair. Oh, and Brandy right there fired in on Tankersley. She's not scared. She will go to you. She is one tough lady, no doubt about that. Brandy winding up on that arm of Sherri Martell. She's got her in some trouble at this point in time. Brandy again winding up on the arm of Sherri. Good strategy here. As she takes her over, Brandy now drops her weight down across that arm and shoulder area. And she's got the Sensational One in quite a bit of trouble at this point in time in the contest. Referee Rob Knight checking in with the action here with Southern States Wrestling fans. 12th anniversary event here in Kingsport, Tennessee at the Civic Auditorium. Sherri Martell here coming back up to a vertical base as she's trying to create separation, get her arm away from Brandy at this point. Not having too much luck. And Brandy was able to regain control of things, bring her back down to the canvas here. Referee's in, and he got a 2 count there. Sherri Martell got caught asleep there for a moment, if you will. As Sensational One now, nice move there, rolls herself right up into a side headlock position. There ain't no doubt about it, Sherri Martell can wrestle. She has competed against some of the very greatest. Brandy got her again there, rolled her up. Brandy again, she caught her with that leg scissors right there. Now she got her, at least for the moment. But like I was saying, though, don't underestimate Sherri Martell by any means. The Sensational One has had a tremendous career, held multiple titles throughout the world in ladies wrestling. As Brandy Alexander continuing her attack on Sherri. And Sherri right there with a big hard forearm. Brandy firing right back on her. These ladies, I tell you what, they are scrapping and fighting. And a handful of hair started that off, but Brandy Alexander wound up with the advantage there, got that arm bar. As Brandy Alexander clamping in tremendous pressure here. Pulls Sherri away from the ropes as well. Tell you what, she's double tough. She's an aggressive wrestler. But then again, that's why she's won as many matches as she has and is a tremendous competitor. Brandy's got Sherri in control at this point in time in the contest. And it looked like Brandy may have bit her on the arm right there. I'm not entirely sure. That's what it appeared to me from this vantage point. Either way, Sherri Martell's back up to a vertical base. She's got a handful of hair, and off they go to the ropes. Brandy ducks that attempted clothesline, and again, and cross body block, referee's in, and only got a 2 count on that one. Great exchange there by the ladies. Brandy is holding her back from making that tag, but Sherri, here comes Tankersley. Brandy caught him with drop toe hold. Here comes Scott Sterling into the action here, as now the guys make the exchange. Sterling controlling Tankersley at this point in time, winding up on that arm. As Scott Sterling and Jeff Tankersley in the ring at this point in time. Of course, Jeff Tankersley in the all black on the right-hand side of your screen. Scott Sterling in the red and black singlet. As they tied up collar and elbow, Sterling going right to work on that arm there. Tankersley brings his man back into the ropes. Do-si-do into the ropes. Nice elbow by Sterling in for a cover, and got a 1 count only on that one. Scott Sterling staying after that arm of Jeff Tankersley at this point. Tankersley's looking for a tag already. He ain't been in there a minute. Scott Sterling keeping control of Jeff Tankersley. Oh, and Brandy Alexander got her one right there. As Sherri Martell was in the ring, had referee Rob Knight tied up. Scott Sterling has Tankersley under control on the canvas at this point. Tankersley now made his way back up, caught a rake of the eyes right there. And Tankersley with a clubbing blow across the back of the head. Tankersley takes Sterling now into the ropes, caught him over the clothesline. Scott Sterling's in no man's land now, snapmare out. Tankersley in for a cover and got a 2 count only on that one, I believe. Jeff Tankersley with a reverse chin lock now, going back in on Sterling. He's got him in control, at least for the moment. As the fans here in Kingsport, Tennessee are rallying behind Scott Sterling, no doubt about that. Sterling caught his man with a couple elbows right there, but Tankersley caught him with that knee lift to the midsection. Sterling's looking for a tag. He got it, so we got an exchange coming up here on the ladies. Yeah, Sherri comes in the hard way right there. Brandy Alexander got her in. Oh, and Tankersley right there with a handful of hair. Brandy now brings her up here. Looks like a slingshot maneuver coming up. As Sherri Martell coming up in the wrong side of town, and she just realized that. Look at the look on her face. Brandy caught her with a hard forearm right there. Follows it again. Snapmares her lady right into the center of the ring. And again, Brandy's opening up on Sherri here. Snapmare after snapmare. In for a cover. Got a 2 count on that. Multiple snapmares right there. Got to disorient you. Got to make you dizzy. Throw you off balance for sure. Brandy Alexander staying focused here on Sherri Martell. Of course, this was originally scheduled as a U.S. ladies title matchup, but it quickly turned into a mixed tag match. Sherri Martell now, working over Brandy. As Tankersley's outside, and yeah, Tankersley's going, he's over there choking Brandy at this point. Jeff Tankersley cheating, choking Brandy Alexander on the ring apron. Scott Sterling and Sherri Martell are tied up with referee Rob Knight. As Tankersley walks away as though nothing happened. Sherri's directing traffic. I tell you what. Martell and Tankersley. Oh, tremendous duo right here. And that could seriously have hurt Brandy Alexander right there. She just got slingshotted into that bottom rope. And snapped across that bottom rope. As Tankersley now choking her across the second rope here. As Sherri's got Scott Sterling tied up with the referee. Tankersley's been able to do some damage over there. Referee's coming over. Brandy kicks out immediately, though. My goodness, what tremendous punishment Brandy Alexander has sustained in this matchup, especially at the hands of Jeff Tankersley in the past couple of moments. Referee needs to get Tankersley to stand back up on the apron the way he's supposed to and not be pacing about ringside where he can take advantage of situations like he's been doing. Martell firmly in control of Brandy Alexander at this point. Oh, hard clubbing forearm. Sherri Martell working over Brandy Alexander here at the 12th anniversary Southern States Wrestling. Sherri Martell moving back in on Brandy. Into the ropes they go. And caught her right there with a big boot. Martell comes across. Neck breaker? No. Brandy reversed it into a backslide. Almost got her right there. Brandy looking for a tag, but of course Sherri with a handful of tights there, dragging her back into her corner. Sensational Sherri with a blatant choke. Now a hard punch right to the midsection. Couple of them. Now Tankersley up on the apron as well. As they are working over Brandy here. She's almost been in a handicap match the past few minutes. Especially with Tankersley interjecting himself as much as he has. Sherri just working her over here. Shoulder block after shoulder block. The Sensational One opening up on Brandy Alexander. She has got to get over and make that tag. She can't keep sustaining all this punishment. Sherri Martell has Brandy Alexander across that top rope now, and she is choking her. Sherri knows that she's got this young lady hurt, knows she's got her at a disadvantage. Oh, big double clothesline right there. Both of them went for the same shot, and they both hit it. Double clothesline as they both try to make their way back to a vertical base. We got tags on both sides. Scott Sterling, Jeff Tankersley coming in here. Wait a minute. Tankersley stalled him off there, but Sterling now opening up on him with a series of hard shots. Scott Sterling now in for a cover. Referee's in, and she got a 2 count on that one. Brandy Alexander caught Tankersley right there with a big kick. The gentlemen are on the floor. The ladies are in the ring. Here we go. Roundabout, Sterling and Tankersley fighting it out on the floor. Oh, and Sherri just nailed Brandy with a knee lift there. Sterling with a trash can on Tankersley. This match is breaking down fast, folks, as Martell now, got rolled up right there. This could do it. Referee's in. Tankersley broke that up. Brandy still got her pinned. Man, I tell you what. Sherri just jumped on Scott Sterling's back. Tankersley just hit Brandy with a foreign object. Looked like he's got a belt or something. Oh, my. Don't let this end this way. Sherri's going for the cover here. Brandy's been knocked out by Jeff Tankersley in a foreign object, and Sherri Martell gets the cover. Absolutely insane matchup here. Southern States Wrestling 12th anniversary show. Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley look like they've stolen this victory here. As there you see Martell and Tankersley on the floor. I don't think Jeff even realizes the match is over at this point. Quite possibly. But there you see him, Sherri Martell and Jeff Tankersley. What a matchup. What a matchup here with Southern States Wrestling fans. I tell you what. It was supposed to have been a ladies ladies title match, U.S. title match, and it turned into a mixed tag match. What a tremendous event, though, here with Southern States Wrestling, 12th anniversary.
The first inductee is the original WWF Diva. She's a former WWF and AWA Ladies World Champion and WCW star, managed many champions there. Now here on a regular basis with Southern States Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Sensational Sherri Martell.
I don't know if this is a compliment or what, but due to the fact that I am with such excellent and such professional company, without these men coming before us girls, we would never, ever have been to the point where women are in the wrestling business today. Handsome Jimmy, Valiant. You got all of these wonderful men up here. I just want to cry. I just thank you. I mean, you guys, I should be thanking all you guys. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. Thanks. And thanks to the fans.
Sensational Sherri Martell.
Okay, Joe, here we go. Mixed tag team action. It's Brandy Alexander and Scott Sterling against Sensational Sherri Martell and Mr. Excitement, Jeff Tankersley. Sherri Martell's getting into it with referee Monk. She's already slapped him on the rear. Now she's taking on anybody she wants to. And Scrumptious is in the corner of Tankersley and Martell.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, this should be quite a mixed gender tag matchup here, and we're trying to get it settled as to whether we're going to start this with the gentlemen or the ladies. Brandy Alexander is standing in her corner in the ring ready to go as Sensational Queen Sherri Martell stepping in the ring here. And, of course, these two ladies are no strangers to one another as they have battled each other before here in Southern States Wrestling, and this should be a tremendous contest, as always, here in Southern States Wrestling.
Now, Jeff Tankersley's doing the referee's check of Sherri Martell. Monk moves in wanting to do the check, but Tankersley tells him, Referee Monk, I've already made the check. But this is going to be a wild time, Joe, tonight right here. Now, Brandy Alexander moving in, wanting to tie it up with Sensational Sherri Martell. Scott Sterling starting to pace on the outside of the apron. Now Sherri Martell checking referee Monk. I'll tell you what, Brandy wants a hold of Sherri. She wants her right now. Joe, they've wrestled a couple of times. They don't have a thing settled yet. Brandy wants that ladies championship back. The championship is not up at this time, but one of these days, Brandy will get her chance, and I believe the belt will come back home to Brandy Alexander.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that, Mike. It probably is a matter of time, like you said, before it happens that Brandy's able to get a victory over Sensational Sherri. One of the biggest challenges, it seems, with Brandy is Sherri's stall tactics. Oh, Brandy going right in, rolls her right up. Got a quick 2 count right there. And Brandy, like you said, ready to go. Inside cradle, once again gets a quick 2 count. And Brandy with a hard forearm. You're right, Mike. She has come here to fight tonight against Sensational Sherri Martell. And up and over here, monkey flip. And again, down into a pinning predicament. That is the third pinning combination Brandy has thrown on Sherri here in just the opening moments of this matchup. Backslide going in. 1, 2. Oh, only got a 1 count out of that one. And Sherri was able to pull a rabbit out of the hat. And has got her in a front face lock here, front chancery, as Brandy with a hard punch to the kidney finds her way out of that one. Brandy now chopping away at Sherri. Mike, I tell you what, you're right. Brandy's come here to fight tonight.
She has had all of Sherri Martell she wants. She wants revenge, and she has come here with revenge on her mind, Joe. And I tell you what, Brandy Alexander, she stays within the rules most of the time, but tonight she's come for one thing, revenge, and revenge is sweet, Joe.
Oh, yes, as Brandy taking it to Sherri here with a series of shots now. Got her over in the ropes, got her tied up in the ropes here, and a hard chop across the chest as Brandy once again opening up on Sherri. Hard whip in, and a big clothesline right there as Brandy over and got a cover and got the 2 count out of that situation. I tell you what, Sherri Martell, I hope, has not underestimated Brandy. Or no, she went right to the eyes right there, raking away at the eyes of Brandy Alexander and gives her a hard shot to the midsection. The Sensational one now opening up with a series of shots on Brandy Alexander. She's got her pinned over in the corner, and Sherri Martell is showing us why. She's a former WWF and AWA World Ladies Champion. And, of course, Sherri Martell was she was the woman that ended the Fabulous Moolah's, 30-plus year reign as women's heavyweight champion or women's champion of the world. So Sherri Martell has gone down in history for many things, but that is probably one of the most dubious honors as she ended that reign of the Fabulous Moolah after 30-something years, Mike.
I tell you what, Sherri Martell's one of the greatest all-time professional lady wrestlers that ever graced the presence of the ring. And I tell you what, she has took on them all, Joe. She has met every woman competitor from the United States all over the world. And I tell you what, Sherri is going to the top, Joe. I can't believe this. She's up top. She comes off with a body block, but Brandy Alexander rolled through and got a 2 count on Sensational Sherri Martell.
Jeff Tankersley, of course, interrupted that count and broke the situation up and that prompted Scott Sterling to charge the ring as well. The tag's been made. Brandy Alexander's tagged in Scott, as Scott, being a gentleman here, backing off, allowing Sensational Sherri the opportunity to make that tag to Mr. Excitement Jeff Tankersley, as Tankersley now stepping in the ring for the first time legally in this matchup. They locked up collar and elbow. Sterling bulls his man back into the corner as a nice clean break there. They come right back out. Collar and elbow right back into the far corner, and Tankersley with a cheap shot on the break there. Tankersley now going to work on Scott Sterling. Hard Irish whip into the near corner as Tankersley missed that one there coming in. Sterling grabs him in an arm drag and has Tankersley now under control down on the canvas. Sterling now bringing his man back up and staying on that arm of Mr. Excitement, Jeff Tankersley, Mike.
Sterling with an arm twist on Jeff Tankersley, Mr. Excitement. And I tell you what, Scott Sterling out of Hollywood, Florida, don't you ever take him for granted. He'll stay with you all night long. Brandy Alexander just went to the top rope and come off on that arm of Mr. Excitement, Jeff Tankersley. Tankersley's in a world of hurt, Joe, because Brandy went to the top rope. She came off on that arm, and I tell you what, this Brandy Alexander, those high kicks, she knows the karate, the sabbat kicks. She knows a lot of stuff, and she's one of the greatest women wrestlers of all times, Joe. Now, Scott Sterling trying to work over Mr. Excitement Jeff Tankersley. Tankersley got a shoulder tackle on him there. Tankersley now moving out against Scott Sterling with that knee drop to the back of the neck. Let me tell you something. Don't never take Tankersley lightly, because, Joe, if you do, he'll be all over you like a duck on a June bug.
Oh, no doubt about that, Mike. Great point there, too. And Tankersley, he's double tough competitor. Doesn't always employ the most scientific wrestling, as was just displayed right there with a blatant chokehold in front of the referee. But fundamentally, he's very sound. He's a general in the ring as far as taking command of things. And Sherri Martell choking the life out of Scott Sterling over there on the far side, as Tankersley was able to keep the referee manipulated and distracted with Brandy Alexander. That allows Tankersley the opportunity to go right back to work on Scott Sterling and maintain the advantage that he and Sherri have established thus far. Big, hard elbow right there to the top of the head of Scott Sterling. And Tankersley once again employing very, very questionable tactics, using the ropes to rake the man's eyes. But love him or hate him, Tankersley can take care of business in the ring.
I tell you what, Tankersley, with those shots to the head in the midsection of Scott Sterling, I'm going to tell you something. Tankersley runs that mouth a lot. But I will say this, Joe, he can back up every doggone word he says. Now, he can. He's very tough, very rough. And I tell you what, him and Sherri Martell together, they make a tough tag team.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, they're tremendous competitors, both of them in their own rights, and you put them together in a mixed tag like this, and we got a 2 count right there. Scott Sterling able to kick out of that situation. And, you know, on the other side of the ring, you got Brandy Alexander, former ladies U.S. champion, and Scott Sterling, who I believe is the former one half of the SSW Tag Team Champions. So everybody in the ring has got very, very solid credentials and a long resume of accomplishments. And Tankersley with a big slam right there, that could do it. No, Sterling was able to get out of that situation, but Tankersley showing his strength and power there, slamming Scott Sterling down in such a manner, Mike.
I tell you what, don't take Tankersley lightly. He works out all the time. He works out religiously. He's built pretty good, but he's strong, Joe. Don't let his size fool you. The boy is strong.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that strength was just displayed in that, big power slam on Sterling. But Brandy now tagged in and taking care of business on Sherri. 2 big clotheslines right there back-to-back, and a third short-arm clothesline right there, taking Sherri down. Sherri is rocked at this point. Brandy now sets her up with a hard Irish whip and a big elbow right to the chest area there as she snatches Sherri up by the hair of the head once again and sets her up. Oh, neck breaker right there. Brandy she is out to put a hurting on Sherri tonight, and once again gets a 2 count. Could have probably been a 3 if Tankersley hadn't made it in there when he did. Brandy back in now. Big suplex, snap suplex with a bridge, beautifully executed there. And once again, Tankersley taking a cheap shot on Brandy, Mike.
Tankersley will do all he can, because I know he felt sure the last 2 times was it for him, but he just got paid back in full, Joe Wheeler.
That he did. He looked like he was going for a foreign object there perhaps or something, and Brandy caught him. She just caught Sherri right there with that object and got the 3 count right there. Your winners of this contest, Scott Sterling and Brandy Alexander, in a hard-fought matchup, Mike.
Sherri Martell brought something to the ring, and now it was used on her, and now